broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Get it? Do you love drama, suspense, and vigilante?
I do.
Then you are in the right spot. Hey, buzzers. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Arrow After Show. I'm Alikona Bradford, and if you are joining us live, you can tweet at us using the hashtag ABTV Arrow and participate in all our fun trivia questions and the conversation. If not, don't worry. Still like, comment, and subscribe. And we have a fabulous panel of hosts. I'm going to start with the lady this time. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, all my buddies. It's Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter at Kiaxet, Kiaxet, and I'll be checking the hashtag tonight. We already have an exclusive AfterBuzz photo for you up if you want to see it there.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Tauri J. Miller. You can find me on Twitter at Tauri J. It's TaurijAY.
Lex Michael, Twitter handle at the Lex Michael.
And I didn't get a chance to say my Twitter handle. I'm at Kiss My Passport. I also have a YouTube channel called Boys and Beauty with Alikona. Hashtag me, Boys and Beauty. Hold please, hold please.
You need to move that. There you
My
go.
goodness, we are showing off tonight.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't dance like that for real.
Everyone who's listening is
And they're like,
"What's
okay,
going
change the
on?"
channel. Change the channel. What are we
No,
doing?
keep it here. Keep it here. We have so much to talk about.
Yes.
So, archery, right?
Yes, archery. Let's talk about this. Let's just talk about how Ray got
So,
shot. And
okay.
how many people on the panel, Twitter followers, how many people went, ooh, yeah, and how many people went, ooh, oh.
We had a really good tweet, and I have to share this because while I don't quite share the sentiment, it's absolutely hysterical. This is from Jeremy R. Reed on Twitter. Well, I'd say great episode. Got 2 minutes in, Ray gets shot, DirecTV CW cuts out. I am satisfied. Harsh, dude.
Seriously.
I laughed, but dang.
I mean, I wasn't happy about it. I'm never happy when somebody gets killed, but at the same time, I thought, oh, is he over? Is he gone? Is he off the show now? What's going on?
He is not dead yet. He can dance and he can sing. He is not dead yet.
I know.
It's going to be references and breaking into song tonight, guys. It's going to
Do it. Then it's the after show musical.
Yes.
Jazz hands.
Me.
Jazz hands. Okay.
AfterBuzz on Broadway.
So here's the thing. I will say this, though. I will give it to Ray. The reason he got shot is because he jumped in front of Felicity. And I thought, oh, okay, this is good. This is good.
On the other hand, Maseo, what the heck?
Yes, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, that was rude.
He really went there.
Shooting Felicity would have been a very definitive sign that it's not the arrow behind this.
Right. But, Detective Lance doesn't care. He does not care. He has so many personal motives behind everything he's doing, and that's how he runs. Talk about going off of emotion. We talked about Nissa not being appropriate to be the follow-up to be the next Raja Ghul. I'm trying to say Raish and Raz all at the same time.
Shiver.
The next... Phenomena. The next what did I call it? League of Justice? No, what did I call it?
No, the opposite of that, actually.
The Raza of Justice, yes. Okay, it's like, yeah.
not.
The next Raza of Justice can't be that because she's too emotional. Okay, well, Detective Lance is extremely emotional, clearly, and he's just making all these decisions, and no one is questioning him at all.
Because he's pretty high up in the rankings. And
Chain of
because
command.
he's had a history.
Yeah.
Yep, chain of command. And the fact that the people who usually could question him are the people he currently doesn't trust because, hey, they've been lying to him all season.
Yeah.
So do you guys
other seasons.
think his behavior is justified?
I think it's
No.
Oh.
understandable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Understandable.
And it starts.
Understandable.
No?
I mean,
Okay.
you can definitely understand it. And from the other cop's perspective, all they saw was an arrow go through the mayor's chest. So, I mean, logically, they're like, yeah, I mean, he seems to be a danger.
A danger.
If he had shot Felicity, even Lance would have been like, that's really weird. She works with the arrow. What the heck?
Right.
So that would have ruined the charade.
This is true. Well, either way, I just really quick, I want to touch back on Ray and I want to wrap him up really quick because I enjoyed the segment.
A couple people on the show wanted to wrap him up.
Yeah. But so, okay.
Talking about in their bodies, right?
What? Are you getting really perverted right now?
What? No.
Oh, wait, huh?
I went there.
Whoa.
Okay, so I don't know where Tauri is right now, but
following me.
Yes. What I will say is I liked the whole segment with him because we got to see Mama Smoke come back. She is one of my favorites. I love Charlotte Ross. She's actually been into studio before. She's a very sweet woman, and she looks, believe it or not, even better in person. She's so beautiful, and she looks very young in person. TV doesn't do her any justice.
That doesn't seem physically possible.
Oh, I didn't think so either, but she came in, and I thought, wow. Can I be you when I grow up? But anyway, I mean, I love her character. I really do. She's not stupid, though. She uses her assets for good things.
I do like that when she came back this episode, we didn't shift focus to her. She wasn't a hindrance. She was still herself, but she definitely helped move things along.
Absolutely.
It wasn't a Felicity's mom is back episode. It's there's all sorts of stuff going down, and she's back too.
Right.
And she helps things happen.
Right. But I love that she is so supportive, and I love that she is the one that pushes Felicity to take chances on somebody she cares about.
She's also the one who questioned whether Felicity had just had hospital sex.
I know.
And then said that she wanted to have it herself. So it's like, wow.
Wow, Mom.
Yeah. I like that she came in as a voice of reason, mostly because for Felicity, everyone else that she trusts is kind of in a weird place at the moment. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have Oliver
off the
being...
deep end?
Yeah, pretty much. So to have her come in and be a guiding light was great. I feel like it was definitely needed for that character.
I really like that at the end of that situation when Ray had told Felicity, I love you, and she did her classic, like totally jumble.
Get you some Jello.
Yes, hot Jello.
That's not a euphemism.
Gag. But even before Mom said it, I was like, oh, she didn't say I love you back. Oh,
it's because he doesn't have his own show yet.
Yeah.
More ammunition for the ship wars.
Yeah.
Batten down the hatches. We're going to have rough seas ahead.
But anyways, the point of me saying all that is that I really enjoy the fact that Mom called it like that. Even though we haven't seen much of Mom, mothers know their daughters, and it was just, she was like, in 5 minutes, your face, I could tell in 5 minutes that you loved Oliver. So then that also still leaves the door open for us shippers, guys.
Well,
just saying.
And Mom seems to have a good amount of emotional intelligence. That is kind of the core of her character. Not necessarily book smarts, but she gets people.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of people on this show that do that.
No.
No, they really don't. We really don't.
Super don't.
So after getting over that, we're going to go back to Maseo. Maseo was the pusher of a lot of situations to me, and I'm just wondering, who are you? And when I say who are you, I mean we know who he is from the past. He's clearly become not a slave to Roz, but definitely his servant.
Right.
And it's interesting to me. Obviously, there's a gap filled between the past and the present, but we do know that Oliver has done a lot for Maseo's family. So for him to be so loyal to somebody else, I mean, he did it for as long as he could, but again, like we said, he was going to shoot Felicity. He's put Oliver in all these situations. I'm not really loving Maseo right now.
He's probably not going to last much longer. I mean, in the comics, isn't he just Katana's dead husband? Isn't that his... Isn't he
so maybe he's the one that dies next episode.
Isn't he basically a guy in the refrigerator in the comics? Isn't that essentially it? They fridge him and now we have a superhero?
I don't know.
This series needs a guy in the refrigerator.
It does! It does! Too many women in fridges. Let's flip that over. No. Too many women in fridges. We need a guy in the fridge.
Well, I mean... Oliver and Maseo have been apart for a really long time. And I will say that Maseo has done a lot for Oliver. I mean, he nursed him back to health after he was pushed off of a cliff. But, I mean, his loyalties will always, at this point, lie with Roz. And if Oliver becomes the next Roz, then he will be back with Oliver again. But I think that right now, you don't cross Roz, especially when you're at the level that Maseo is at.
I can get that. I mean, I suppose it's do or die in that situation. But I really actually enjoyed the fight scene. There were several really good fight scenes.
They had a polish tonight.
Yeah. And especially because multiple fights are going on at the same time. And usually for me, that's a bit too much, to be honest with you, because so many things are going on. And of course, all the fight scenes happen at night. So I'm trying to detect who's who because everybody's in dark clothing.
Everyone's in a hood.
A hood and dark clothes. That one might be burgundy, but is it black? I can't tell right now. I know that one's green. Who is who? What is going on right now? That's how I feel a lot of times. But I really did enjoy the fight scene on the roof. And when Maseo was at arrow point and Roz just comes out with his...
Oh, yeah.
That was over
Of
so
course.
quickly, I forgot to make popcorn. Time for a speech.
And a song. Go!
Nope, not for this one. There are no songs about popcorn in my arsenal.
Okay.
Roz, how good, Roz.
Thank you. Okay,
And
so...
it's so easy when you're evil. This is the life you see. The devil tips his hat to me. I have villain songs.
Okay, we can do villain songs. But in the meantime, let's do a trivia question. You see how I cut that off real fast? Okay, so are you guys ready? Do you have your phones ready? Do you have Google ready? Because everyone likes to Google. You guys cheat. That's okay, I cheat too. Anyway, so really quick trivia question. Which actor or actress has a Hallmark Channel movie original coming out called When Calls the Heart? Wow. When Calls the Heart is the name of the movie. It premieres October 19th. Who is in that cast from Arrow?
Are you sure we didn't transpose words there?
I don't think so. When Calls the Heart. That's what it says. It should be When the Heart Calls.
Desperation, the channel. I say this while we're watching a CW show.
Hey, I like CW. Anyways, if you have the answer to our trivia question, please tweet at us using the hashtag ABTVArrow.
Can we talk about the fact that the police showed up on what was probably an anonymous tip with a helicopter, caught the people standing there, and didn't see Ra's al Ghul just
Strolling
walking,
casually.
sauntering off? Like,
And where did he go? They were on a roof.
who knows? He smoke bombed, and then they were gone. Everyone
jumped
just
off a roof.
teleportation smoke out the building.
Yeah.
It's not like this was their head of operations or anything, or where they'd set up all their stuff. Nope, just the police surround the building, go through the whole thing. Don't find anything. No league people, no memorabilia, no nothing. Just, really?
Well, you know, I say you made a great point when we were watching it, though, how the helicopter comes, there's a spotlight, the ultimatum is given, because basically Roz says you will be caged for the rest of your life, and he then says, not by me, and that's when, you know, the cops show up, blah, 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 and Oliver looks at him, and then there's a spotlight on Oliver and all the crew, and then he looks up, and he looks at him. Okay, now I'm gonna go run now. It was like this pause of, what do I do? What do I do?
And I like that he runs between Laurel and Roy, and it takes him about half a second to respond because he runs right past him, and they go, "What? Okay."
Run time.
Well, he's also running straight for the roof. And they all go flying off the roof, and Laurel doesn't have any
no
sort of
grappling
safety net,
tool.
Just like,
Somebody catches me up.
It's some trust.
there's
She
trust
trusts her
falls,
teammate.
and then there's that.
I mean, I appreciate the trust.
Yeah.
I will say that. Now, okay.
She jumps off the roof, realizes it, and starts screaming halfway down. Like,
Nobody catches her.
Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea.
I am really super glad that Oliver caught her, and that no one dwelled on it.
Yeah.
We're dwelling on it in the same way that we dwelled on Roy in a puddle.
To be fair, they left him in a puddle.
I do love that we got a response
Yes,
from
please say.
Guggenheim on Tumblr. Someone asked him, it seems really weird that they left Roy in the puddle there. What? And his response was, we effed up. It was an editing error, plain and simple, and I love that.
I was gonna say, I love the honesty that they had. He wasn't trying to BS us around.
Whoops.
Yeah. But going into that, you know, after they land and they're going through this huge, what is it, a factory, right, of some sorts?
Just a big industrial building.
Okay, well, they're running through the industrial building. Everyone splits
a lot
off.
of those.
Roy shoots his one guy in the knee, which we'll talk about that in a little bit.
I used to be a policeman like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee.
It's a standard reference.
Oh, okay.
It's the same one I made last week.
Yeah. Woo. If you're with me. Woo. All right.
We're out.
But okay, here's the thing. the scene that got me was when Detective Lance had his own daughter at gunpoint, and didn't she even call him daddy? Like, she's over like, daddy, are you...
Loudly.
Yeah.
In a building full of police officers. Loudly.
Yep.
Are you going to shoot your own daughter?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Cricket.
I mean, he's taking her. He was going to take her to jail anyway, so they were going to find out.
Look, I understand all this conflict that's going on right now. I really do. But what upsets me a lot about this whole situation with Detective Lance and Laurel is, yes, be angry at Laurel. But at the end of the day, she is your daughter, and we've talked about this before. But the way he holds so much animosity towards everybody and towards her because of Sarah's twice around death, it just seems like every time Sarah's died, Laurel gets the butt end of the stick. She's the second best daughter all of a sudden. It's all about Sarah. It's all about Sarah. What did I just say now?
I just imagine a stick with a butt. You said the butt end of the stick. That's what I got. I told you it's going to be a wild night.
I'm glad I could give that to you.
I'm just waiting for all the art to start streaming into our Twitter.
Stick butts.
Oh, God. Can anybody answer my question, please?
We have a few answers, yes. So we can stop talking about sticks with butts.
Answers.
According to Andy Epsilantis, the movie's actually 2 years old. Coming out soon. You're thinking of the TV show adaptation. The answer is Stephen Amell.
It is. You know
Shared by CC Williams, Aerofan24, Matt Santiago, Alex Snow.
Thank you. I was saying really quick, thank you for clarifying that, because even when I looked at the picture, I thought, why does he look younger? But then when I read the article and the date, I kid you not, it said 2015.
Time travel?
The internet lies.
Vern's with me. I love the Skyrim jokes back to back. Thank you, Vern. We love you too.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So is that movie being adapted into another language? Like, I don't understand why.
It said TV show adaptation.
Maybe that's why, and I guess he was part of the original Hallmark series, not series, but movie.
Okay.
It was a book once.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow,
It was it Nicholas Sparks?
Speaking of Stephen Amell.
Speaking of Stephen Amell,
Okay.
boy, does he make some dumb decisions today.
That he does, and Detective Lance was just all over him.
So just to tag up on what you said, though, he's not thinking rationally enough to go, yes, I'm giving my only remaining daughter, the butt end of the stick?
Yeah.
On top of that, put yourself in his position. Everybody around him has been lying to his face about some really, really massive things that affect him directly for years. And the most personal betrayal is, of course, his daughter. Sorry, I'm tapping the table. I'm getting really into this, like, I'm feeling.
Yeah,
like, I'm feeling animosity.
Yeah.
This glows at me. And that cuts deep. I mean, it's got to be a hurt, maybe not quite parallel or on the same level as losing his other daughter, but it's a very different, but I would imagine very nearly equal pain. So how do you look at Laurel without feeling nothing but that constantly, and how can you logic your way through it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still wouldn't hold a gun to her, but...
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Well, but he was also chasing a group of vigilantes. That gun is going to be up and ready anyway. Let's just hope he has good trigger discipline.
Yeah.
He didn't shoot her.
No, I mean, hey, hey, high five. No shots. Okay,
No
so... I knew also, too, by the way, I was going to say, we talked about this, another after show, that eventually Detective Lance was going to find out who Oliver was. Really curious to know how he was going to find out. And then when this whole conversation happened with Roz, I'm like, oh, really? You're the guy? You're the one that's going to tell the secret? He's been under your nose the whole time. I'm like, can we stop with the rhymes and the riddles? Just tell him already.
Right.
I also really like that, obviously, they didn't go back to Nanda Parbat. They're somewhere in Starling City, so they're in what looked like a really big warehouse, but it looked like...
torches on
it looked like they shipped their torches in from Nanda Parbat.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just going to make it feel like home.
Yeah.
We gotta create the perfect ambiance.
So what, we have Dollar Store Iron Man and discount Nanda Parbat?
Basically.
We could start a knockoff theme park like they do in China.
I'm sure why Why not?
I just think I want to see more of the artistic side of Ra's al Ghul that has been heavily hinted at between making all of the Arrow costumes himself and doing the interior decorating in this giant warehouse.
So you want to see him go to Michael's, is what you're saying, and purchase all the crafts?
I would watch a home and gardening show starring Ra's al Ghul. I would absolutely watch that.
You know that's why he doesn't want to be Ra's al Ghul anymore. He wants to follow his lifelong dream to be a home
decorator.
Interior decorator. That's right.
Oh my God.
He takes off his robe, puts on a tool belt.
She will be like, this is how you fix it. This is how you fix it up. This is how you choose the perfect shade of paint, and this is how you remove the blood of your enemies from said paint after you kill them.
Right.
Now make sure not to scrub too hard, or your paint will come off. Steel wool is right out. Make sure you test on a small area of the paint that's not usually visible to see if there's any effect. Then scrub the blood off the wall.
I'm just saying, if the CW's going to keep generating spin-offs, to me, that's a no-brainer.
That would be amazing.
I would watch that TV program.
Absolutely.
Home and Garden wouldn't know what hit it.
How's it going, Tauri?
It's good. How are you?
Yeah. I'm thinking about Roz and about that ultimatum.
Oh, man.
He just won't let Oliver off the hook.
Yeah.
He's kind of a jerk.
I think it's funny that, this season and last season, it always came down to the villain to do the big reveal. Last time we had Slade being like, hey guys, going from person to person, being like, these are all of Oliver's secrets, have a good day. And now we have
And now I'm
Roz
gonna
doing
stab
the
your
same
mom.
thing. Yeah. So who's Roz going to stab this time?
I don't know.
The mayor and almost Felicity. Oh my God, someone.
Read a tweet.
No, I don't have to read it.
Oh my God.
It's a stick butt.
It's a stick with a butt on the end of it. If you are listening to us on our podcast,
24.
somebody
Oh my gosh.
really just photoshopped a butt on a stick.
Arrowfan 24 just photoshopped a butt on a stick. I'm going to go ahead and go with not safe for work, but still hilarious.
So anyway, all this pressure is coming on poor Oliver. He's going to his team. He has no plan, obviously, but the plan all of a sudden becomes, I'm just going to turn myself in. I feel like, honestly, I probably would have done the same thing because he's up against the wall. He doesn't know what to do. He's not going to take the place of Roz. He doesn't want anybody to die anymore. If he's in jail, what is Roz really going to do? Although, could Roz still continue to kill people while he's in jail and just be like, I'm just going to keep killing? Oh, haha, you're in jail.
I mean, yeah.
Lesser people than he have done that.
Yeah. I feel like the plan that Roz would do is essentially he'd keep, anytime that Oliver would go to jail, he'd kill everyone in the jail so that Oliver never felt safe anywhere. And that would essentially back him into the corner where he's like, well, either I become Roz or everywhere I go, death will follow.
Right.
He's going to be Vash the Stampede.
It didn't seem to me that...
never actually killed anyone.
Yeah.
Anyway, it didn't seem to me that the goal would be to kill Oliver. I mean, the goal in turning the city against him was, if you're not going to take my place, if you're not going to accept the deal that I've offered you, then, like he says, you're going to sit in a cage for the rest of your life.
Right.
The fear there, for me, if I'm Oliver, would be I cannot protect anyone I care about, the people close to me, from either the League or also, now that his secret's out, everybody knows... The police can very easily pull them in, as well as co-conspirators and accomplices. But that's his... Going to the police seems to be really his only option to prevent either scenario from happening, because the secret's out now. Everyone knows. If he runs, Ra's al Ghul and the League can come after the people he loves. The police can go after the people he loves. His only option is to go sit in the cage.
But here's the thing.
He did get a full plea bargain for everyone, and that is smart.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Even still, let's say, he goes and he sits and spends the rest of his life in prison. Roz can still go kill the people he loves. You want to sit in prison? Cool. Just so you know, I have Thea. I have Diggs. So did you want to get out of prison now? Did you want to take my spot?
The thing is, there is one player that we haven't seen this episode that we're not considering.
Who's that?
Merlin.
Yeah, where'd he go? Well, he's obviously
he watched TV in the shot during the press conference.
But we're not considering any effect that he might have. He's been throwing monkey wrenches in plans since day one.
This is true.
So goodness knows how this is going to go down, especially since this whole secret has been blown wide open.
Random thought is the one short scene where Thea is talking to who was she talking to? And she had said, yes, Oliver. They're after us. It's all Malcolm's fault. It's because of Malcolm. That's why Roz is still here. And it's like, no, boo. No, I'm sorry. They're still keeping secrets from you.
Although we are trying to go for the truth now, or at least Oliver is, and that I
truth
find that
starts
intriguing because that's one of the things that he's really super bad at.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he still hasn't told Thea that he was asked to be the next Ra's al Ghul, has he?
I get the feeling that they told her that off screen after that what don't I know thing, because there's no point in keeping her in the dark when all of this is getting blown wide open.
Right.
So, I get the feeling she knows, and I get the feeling he's going to start being a lot more truthful, because what other option does he have?
Yeah, that's probably a good point. Speaking of Roy shacks up with Thea. Are we surprised?
No.
From puddle to bed.
Yeah, I mean, poor you. I'm going to take you home to bed and take care of you.
Yeah.
Magical healing sex.
Hey.
Everyone's favorite fanfiction trope.
No, but Roy's still carrying around this guilt with him.
No, stick butt.
Stick butt. No, stick butt. He's still carrying around this feeling of I should go to jail because I killed that one person when you were on drugs and you had no idea what you were doing. And I don't know. I mean, obviously that's a part of why he decides to suit up as the Arrow. Do we like the idea that he sat there and put on the suit as Oliver's going away into the distance?
Well, and here's the thing, and a couple people have said this on Twitter. Lance already knows about Roy being the Red Arrow. He made the crack about you were doing this in a red hoodie and now you're doing it in red. Come on.
Yeah.
So he's not an idiot. We've had the red and green arrows together at the same time. This is something that isn't going to fly for very long. And yet we see Roy in prison.
Z-Wash just said the same exact thing that you did.
Yeah,
That's
no,
funny.
I'm pretty sure it was their tweet that I saw and brought up. It's just too far down for me to find it.
Got it.
At the same time, how can Captain Lance tell anybody that he knows without also
admitting that he knows?
Right.
Because here's the thing, even still, though Detective Lance knows, when Roy did the reveal, there was that whole team of SWAT behind him, ready with the guns to take him away.
Yeah. And if you show up in the hood and you say, yep, it was actually me, here's all my stuff, here's my bow, here's all my fun arrows and whatnot, look, here you go.
And then he nods at Oliver, like, you
for real,
idiot.
like, yeah, in front of all the police officers. It's like, huh, look what I did.
Wink,
I got you, bro.
Wink, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Right.
But at that point,
cool, and Oliver's just like, oh my god.
But at that point, if you're Captain Lance, what do you say?
Take them both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Oh, there's
Can we
that.
just talk about the conversation that Captain Lance was having with Oliver in the van and straight B-slapped him? I'm going to be nice.
I think that was a long time coming.
It was, but at the same
was.
time, but here's the thing. Even Captain Lance had said when he had the conversation with Laurel, she's trying to protect Oliver. You know Oliver wouldn't do this. Like, you know. Funny thing, daughter, but I was mad at Oliver when Sarah died the first time. The second time, it is his fault. Both times, it is his fault, and everything just came back full circle. Basically, he's justifying the fact that he has been blaming Oliver this whole time. Sorry, I just slurred my words. But
None of this is
fine.
Oliver's fault, actually.
It really
Neither
isn't.
of her deaths. She chose
No.
to go on the boat with him. and-
Exactly, and that's the thing. That's what Laurel said, too. She even said to Dad, so Sarah got on the boat, and you're blaming Oliver. And Lance straight up looked at her and said, yeah, it's Oliver's fault. What? He didn't hold a gun to
Can't
her
blame
head.
Sarah, she's dead.
You're right. Well, it's just easier to process if you can make somebody the bad guy. And even though it's not Oliver's fault, he is still very much at the center of the circumstance surrounding her death both times.
Right.
Actually, to me, the most telling part of that entire conversation was when he asked Oliver, when did you decide you know what's best for my family? Mm-hmm. That. Because
Yeah.
whether or not Oliver's intentions were good, and they were, that's still massively presumptuous to decide it's for me to make these decisions for all of you.
Right. But, oh God, I totally got sidetracked. Never mind, go ahead.
No, that was it.
Oh, okay.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. Though I will
Thanks.
say that Detective Lance kind of has a point. Like, especially with the last two great disasters, they were pretty much directly related to Oliver. All the Slade stuff, the people dying now, Oliver related. So
Related,
without
not
knowing-
intentional. It's not like he's like, let me bring all this stuff to my
no
city.
one
No, he definitely
intends
didn't do it
for
on
to happen,
purpose.
But like,
Yeah.
still, what I mean, because his main point was ever since Oliver took on the hood, everything has been essentially devolving into chaos, and it's kind of true.
Right.
Well, we've
but
talked
there was
about
already
it before. Having someone who is a higher caliber hero is going to bring in higher caliber villains.
Yep.
That's why you have Batman and his rogues gallery. There has to be that balance. If either one of them disappears, there's a power vacuum.
Well, because I was going to say, the Glades was already in distress anyways before he came there. There were already these people running around the city before he got there because he had the list of the book of the people that his father had been dealing with. So his people were all present already in Starling City. It's just that he came back, and when he came back, it was, I'm going to kill you, you, and you for all the things that you're doing, but nobody really realizes that you're doing.
Flip side. Slade's crazy superhumans, the Mirakuro humans,
That's his
would
fault.
never have
That's
shown
true.
up.
That whole
if it
plan
weren't
was
for
a
Oliver being
direct
there.
reaction to Oliver.
All
And
of season 2 and all of season 3.
the League of Assassins being
Oliver's
there,
here.
direct reaction to Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, whatever.
We're not saying
So
it's
anyway.
Oliver's
And
fault, but
technically-
we are saying that he's the cause.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the cause, but he's
there's the
also
difference.
trying to fight his own cause.
He also kind of failed
if you
miserably in
will.
the first season.
That he
Yeah,
did. That he did.
You don't usually see a lot of bad guys lose at the first season.
We interrupt this podcast / television show. I'm
And now for
sorry.
something completely different.
I just wanted to, because I have 3 trivia
the
questions,
heck?
and I just wanted to get one out since the other one ended up being So my second trivia
had
question.
answers.
We did. It's just unfortunately my
Butt stick.
timing was a little bit off on that. Which actor / actress worked alongside Adam Sandler in 2011? And that's all I'm going to give you. Boom. Hashtag ABTV. Arrow.
Well, I'm checking the hashtag.
Okay, so
We didn't
let's talk.
cover
Oh,
Ray
go-
Palmer,
Yes.
the nanotech.
Okay.
Finally, we get conjunction with the atom and things that shrink.
Okay.
Ray's
Okay.
nanotech.
It really should have occurred to me immediately that the plan was I have nanotechnology that I can inject into my bloodstream, because my immediate thought was he's going to shrink down and go inside himself.
Everyone's second favorite fan fiction trope.
This just became the greatest television program of all time.
That
He's
doesn't
going to
seem
go inside
physically
himself.
possible.
It doesn't make any sense. There'd be a weird...
Shrink down and go inside.
There'd be a weird black hole effect happening in the hospital bed for sure, but that would have been amazing. Imagine the special effect of him shrinking down and going inside his own bed would be awesome.
Well, I could imagine there being a nanobot that
logistical
looks just like
problem.
him, and then following that nanobot inside of his bloodstream, and it's like a whole episode in like red velvet rooms going, "We're gonna shrink that blood clot."
Wow. That's like
I would not watch that TV
No, I
program.
wouldn't either. But I will say I was actually surprised that they didn't expand on that a little bit more. Instead, it was she gave him the thing. He convulsed. Honestly, I thought it was a joke and he was going to say April Fools. Not even kidding. Because it was such a weird shake that I thought he was going to be like, just kidding, Felicity. But he was serious.
I laughed really hard.
I
when
know.
that
Well, that's why I thought it was a joke because you were laughing too. And so, but
It's dark comedy.
the point of it
I
is.
laughed when all the people died in Sailor Moon too, and that was supposed to be horribly tragic.
Spoiler alert.
Right. So anyway, the point
came out
is
in the
he
90s.
mentioned his technology. Felicity injected it into his neck. She's, we see her on the iPad with the image of his brain, and then all of a sudden, the next time we go back to them, the doctor's saying, he's magically better. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this technology, would you? That's it. I thought we were going to see a little bit more of what was going on, or Felicity doing something, or maybe Ray talking her through it. That was it.
If you're the doctor, are you not, like I would be, going, we need to tell the entire medical community right now?
Well, it's still
No,
not
because it's
proven, though.
one-off, untested, against policy, could be super illegal, could land her in jail, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
not FDA
so
certified.
not until we have clinical trials.
So, like, tell one other doctor buddy and be like, we need to get on this.
We're
Gonna be rich.
There is no way to start that without going, well, I found out when, and it works because this, and suddenly everyone's in legal hot water.
True, and on top of that, it's like the hospital then could say to that doctor, you let that happen? You're supposed to be attending to this patient, and you let somebody
Well, I mean,
Well, someone
Mrs.
else
Smoke was having
back spasms that
yeah.
magically went away. Seriously, I really like Felicity's mom.
Yeah.
wonderful.
She's great.
She was great in this episode.
Speaking of twins, I'm just kidding. I am changing the subject, though.
Do what now?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Speaking of twins, I know we weren't, but that's okay. That's my very abrupt way.
Sweet segue.
Yeah, am I not? Segue.
Someone just wrote, that would be, Alex Marcellus wrote, that would be very painful. I don't know what that's in conjunction to.
I don't
either, but I still want to talk about twins.
Question mark? I don't know.
That would probably be uncomfortable at best.
That's a comment where you really don't need context, but I'm very happy it happened. Anyway,
yes.
Flashbacks.
Twins.
Hotly contested flashbacks.
Sorry, Tauri and I are blowing kisses back and forth to each other. Anyway.
I loved your sister, and now I found her twin.
I thought they were
favorite.
Wait, hold on, because I thought for 2.2 seconds, really, Oliver, are you going to try to make a move on Shadow Sister? Because they look alike. There's this moment, and then it faded very, very quickly.
Yeah, he's like, I've been wearing a shirt too long. I'm going to take this off.
Right.
Really? What?
I was sad actually watching the flashback, because obviously Oliver has this information and he has a secret. What else is new? He has the secret, and I'm wondering if he is ever going to tell this poor girl who just needs closure about her father and Shadow. And it was very sad for me to watch.
And by asking this girl to shelter them, he's put her in the line of fire. And at this point, he is smart enough to know that that's going to be the end result. And he does it anyway.
Right. I think he was really banking on her not trying to call the police.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. When he walked in and take a shower, why did you take off your shirt with the door open? You thought I was going to say something else?
It sounded like you did say something.
You had that really good stutter. And here's the other thing.
He could have done that before he showered.
Time to get that tattoo, and who did it for him?
Right. There was no explanation.
He just... I love that he shows up with all these tattoos. It's like, okay, I can see where all the scars came from. That makes sense. When did you have the time to tattoo? How did you manage to do any of it? And how did you not get awful infections and die?
Mm-hmm. And they haven't given us the explanation for it on the show, right? But okay, here's the thing. What does May really know about her sister? Obviously not a lot.
She doesn't.
Or her dad.
She had that tattoo.
Wait, it could have been a best friend's tattoo. She really are. Like, you thought to call the police because this dude has the same tattoo as your sister. If you know nothing about what's been going on with your sister and that she's involved with evilness, you don't really know what this guy's been involved with, except for the fact that he knows your sister. Seriously, what if they were dating and they got the same tattoo? Is that really reason enough to call the police?
Well, she called the police because he was obviously running from someone. So, I mean, she could assume that he was a criminal because he was being super duper secretive. I mean, the fact that she shared a tattoo with her sister could just be like, oh man, maybe my sister was a criminal too. Everyone's a criminal.
It's possible, but she could have at least asked him. Either way, whatever. And then here is another moment where all the guns are firing off, and I'm thinking, is this when the little boy dies? No, he doesn't die. He's okay.
No.
I'm just waiting for that to happen.
Isn't that sad? That's so sad.
It's like, quit dragging it out. If you're going to kill him, just do it. Just do it.
It also, there were moments when they were talking to each other, when May and Oliver were having their conversations, where it seemed like they just forgot the kid was there.
Honestly, I think at this point, either it's going to be dragged out way too long, and when they do it, we're going to be relieved, or it's going to be something completely different, and the child is going to show up at the very end of the season in some capacity.
Okay, really quickly, apparently all three of us missed something, because both Ryan with Allison and at Geodude96 said that... Oh, my phone is dying.
He told you that? How do you know that? You guys are good.
Yeah.
How do they know that?
They said that the show actually explained how Oliver got the tattoo and that Slade gave it to him during his torture on season 2. I do not remember that.
I don't either, but
now, can you guys tweet me again and let me know what was the explanation then? If Slade, did Slade give a meaning to the dragon?
Well, at that point, Slade had already gone up the wall and back down again.
When did he become a tattoo artist? That's what I want to know.
Evidently, one of the tweets says there were people on the boat who were tattoo artists on that prison ship, and when Slade had Oliver and was torturing him, it's, I'm going to give you Shadow's tattoo so you carry the mark of what you did all your life.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I think most of that, but...
Got it. All right.
Also, we have an answer to your trivia question. Kind of.
Okay.
Andy Ypsilantis says Katie Cassidy starred with him in Click in 2006. Not sure about 2011. Chirag Pease, Adam Sandler worked with Katie Cassidy on Click, and Gillian Davila gave my favorite answer of the night, and it's, I Googled this question and I do not have the answer. I have failed this podcast.
Yes.
Oh, honey.
Love it. It actually
You have
is.
not failed this podcast. You're good.
It is Click, and I don't know why I got 2011. Tonight, I'm just not on a roll when it comes to dates. Apparently,
You're looking at a different IMDb than the rest of us.
Right, my
Also
IMDb
good.
totally lied.
Maybe the timeline changed between now and then.
Maybe.
Comment from Vern. It was a white American with a little boy on the run. She should have called the cops.
True. That is
Very
very
good,
true.
yeah.
That is a very true statement. So anything in the episode that I left off, because it is time to get into news and gossip, but if there's like one last inkling of a moment that someone wants to throw in there, I'll let you have it.
Oh, thanks.
And no. Okay, let's move on to news and gossip, shall we?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so I'm sure everybody's heard, but we have to talk about the casting that just happened for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
That's just what I said.
I love Ninja Turtles. I mean, I don't like the graphics of where they've been going with it.
You didn't see the most recent movie, did you?
That's what
movie?
See, you wouldn't be saying this if you'd seen that movie.
No.
I'm thinking of old Turtles. I like the old Turtles.
Here's the thing.
These aren't those turtles.
Congratulations to you. It's your announcement. You
Okay,
make the announcement.
let's even announce first of all. Okay, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes, Michael Bay movie. Where am I at with my life? Stephen Amell. Yes, Stephen Amell just got cast as Casey Jones. If you are a Turtles fan, I will
On one
say.
hand, I want to see him with the hockey stick.
For sure.
Holy crap, that would be
Yes.
amazing. On the other hand, I don't want to see him do it in a Michael Bay movie, especially Michael Bay Ninja Turtles. No.
I'll see him do it.
Wow.
She means wear a hockey mask and use
Stick
the
with a
hockey
butt?
stick.
Yeah.
With
The
a
hockey
stick on
stick
the
with a
butt.
butt?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, you said I'll see him do it, and I'm immediately thinking the clown from Stephen King. Like,
Oh,
no.
wow.
No.
Okay, anyways.
The fourth most popular fanfic trope?
Going on.
No, that's in the weird crossover section that no one talks about. That's someone's kink on Tumblr. But aside from that, I don't know.
What else you got?
Oh no, I was just saying they said that one of the reasons why he booked the role is because he had great chemistry with Megan Fox. He was actually
nice.
up at, I think there were a couple of other, at least a dozen, I think, people that were up for that role. So yay, Stephen Amell. That's his first big film. Even if it is a weird morphed-looking turtle in the movie, it's a big film.
They
so.
look terrifying.
Yeah.
Well,
He'll be
Casey
a regular
Jones is
person.
human.
Yeah.
Casey Jones is
Yes.
not
No.
mutated. Casey
I know
Jones
that. I'm just saying the turtles in general, in the most recent turtle movie, I didn't watch it because of that, because it was just disturbingly weird looking.
Save yourself the agony. The movie is so bad.
Okay, so we won't.
There's literally go to YouTube and watch the elevator beatbox scene, and you're good.
Oh, okay.
It's a good scene.
Okay.
Go to YouTube and watch the cinema
You have
scenes.
news really quickly while you're
do.
saying your news. Marissa, did we get our pictures? Yes. Okay, so if you could have those queued for us and then go ahead and give us your news.
Yeah.
Oh.
Arthur Darvill from Doctor Who fame. He played Rory, Amy's husband, for those who need clarification. He was cast as Rip Hunter for the new spin-off series yet to be named. For those who don't know who that is, he's basically like a time cop, but he's like super badass and amazing. So that should be a really fun role for him to play. I was telling the guys that I hope, I guess guys and gals, that I hope that he is the main character and it follows him traveling through time, because that would be amazing.
Amazing.
Well,
Yes.
we already know that time travel is going to figure into this show, partially because casting choices and partially because they've said it.
Yes.
So I'd
The
be
most
up for
important
that.
part. Yeah.
Plays Colonel TikTok. It'd be great.
So, really quickly, it's Wednesday, obviously, Arrow Wednesdays, and people do hashtag Women Crush Wednesdays, but we don't ever get to do TBTs, Throwback Thursdays, so I just thought I would do a few of those tonight. So if you are watching us on YouTube, you can see our pictures. If you're listening to the podcast, have no fear, you can watch us on YouTube later on. So this first picture is a very adorable young lady. This is actually Willa Holland, which we can tell, but she's just so cute when she was little. Let's move on to our next picture. Who is this little guy? Anybody? Guesses? Who do we think it is?
Marshmallow.
They all look the same when they're that
Detective
age.
Lance.
No, that's not Detective Lance.
Roy.
Nope,
Is
not
that
Roy.
Stephen Amell?
Nope, not Stephen Amell. And the
Well, we
answer
can't have dead
is-
air, so just
the
tell us.
answer is it's Brandon Routh. Next picture.
Really? Oh, I see that.
And there was
Someone was not a fan of that picture.
wow. Okay, and then this is him. This is a yearbook picture. I'm not sure what point in school, but anyways, next picture.
He looks the same.
Who is this young lady? It's Emily Betts.
Yeah.
Next picture. Now, who's this guy?
Man.
Come on, guys.
Little slugger, that's who.
I love his glasses.
Can I get an answer, please?
Just tell us.
It's called
It's
names.
cool names, yeah.
Thank
He's
you.
wearing red.
Doesn't mean anything in this series. Not anymore.
Next picture,
Since
please.
he began, he's destined for this
And
role.
this pretty girl in this little lovely revel dress. I mean, there's not very many options, guys. Which girl could this
I'm
possibly
gonna
be?
assume it's Laurel.
Yes, sir. Next picture. And that's her when she was a teenager. I had no idea she was dating Aaron Carter. She looks like little not Jessica Simpson.
Oh my
What's the
gosh,
little one?
Aaron Carter.
Yeah. Where did
That's
he
a
go?
blast from the past.
He's still out
Looks
there
like
somewhere.
Constantine right now.
Waiting, watching.
Next picture,
Ready to
please.
strike.
He wants to be the
new
next
picture.
Ra's al
This is
Ghul.
Stephen Amell. I couldn't find any really young pictures of him. If anybody can find young pictures of Stephen Amell, please tweet them at me because I
He's
would love to see
actually
them.
Rip Hunter, and he just popped into our timeline to act.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Next picture,
Sure.
please. Who's this guy?
Oh my god.
I'll give you guys a clue. Yale loves him.
That doesn't narrow it down.
Merlin.
Yes.
John Barrowman.
Yes.
Look
yes.
at his haircut.
Oh my god.
Next picture. And that would be him as a slightly younger version of
Well,
himself.
yeah, that looks like John Barrowman.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, do I have any more pictures? Oh. Carl Yoon, it's Maseo.
Yeah.
Back in his
could that
modeling
be?
days. He was a cutie pie.
Cutie pie.
Yeah.
Cutie pie.
Yes. And I think that wraps it up. Yes. Oh.
He's a cowboy.
Howdy.
Okay, so that is the movie I was talking about with Stephen Amell. It's just a snapshot. See, he does look younger there. All right, so
does.
those are my pictures for my Throwback Wednesdays. Hashtag I made it up. Get on it.
I have to address this
Way
because
back
it came up on
Wednesdays.
Twitter and we talked about it while we were watching. Alex Marsilius says, Felicity said Ray has seen all 34 seasons of Doctor Who. I now approve of this relationship. That is incorrect. There are missing episodes of Doctor Who that they have never found, mostly in the first and second Doctor's runs. That's why there's so little of the second Doctor around. Most of it's just gone.
Well, but he could have seen all 32 seasons of what it was left, or
But they made it sound like he's seen all of it, and that's not physically possible.
He's crazy wealthy. He paid a team of mercenaries to excavate the footage from a vault in the Alps where it was being kept.
A lot of those tapes were wiped before he was born.
He's really, really rich.
all the tapes have been passed down from generations to generations in his family.
Time travel.
There you go. So, guys, we got to get in predictions really quickly because we are running out of time. So I'm starting with the lady that's giving us the evil laugh.
Someone's gonna die next episode, and it's gonna be great.
Okay, Tauri.
It's Broken Arrow. We know someone's going.
So next.
Yes, something to that effect is going to happen. I'm assuming that, or I would like to think that Oliver might try to give himself to Roz to essentially free Roy from prison. Because I feel like that is probably one of his only options, because Lance definitely ain't going to do it.
Right.
Well, in the teaser at the end of the episode, we see what looked like Thea in a physical confrontation with Ra's al Ghul.
That's not going to end well.
Is it possible that Oliver is going to have another family member that gets stabbed?
Doubt it. Here's why. No.
All your predictions. You're all wrong.
Done. Actually, I tweeted this because people were saying Detective Lance. I don't think it'd be Detective Lance, only for the mere reason that we had a parent. Oh, I said this. Parent died last week. To me, it would be too cliche to have last season Oliver's mother die, this season Laurel's father die. I don't think it's going to be either of them. Roy made sense when we were talking about it last week. The other person, Maseo,
Yeah.
I think it'd be more likely to be him. I would love for it to be Roz, but I just don't see that happening.
Can't get Ra's al Ghul.
Given how they've been playing up someone's going to die in this upcoming episode,
Someone we love.
if it is Maseo, it's going to be someone else as well. Because if Maseo dies, people are going to be like,
Okay.
yeah, that sure is a thing that happened. But if it's anyone else that we've come to know and love, it's going to be like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, whose loss
But
would cut
hey,
the deepest?
Yeah.
Lazarus pits. Become Ra's
Yeah.
al Ghul, and you can bring this person back to life.
This is true. That's a really good one. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight on this fantastic after show. We had a great time tweeting with you, so please continue to do it in the future. I'm Alikona Bradford. You can follow me at Kiss My Passport, and do not forget to check out my channel, Boys and Beauty with Alikona. Moving on. Go ahead.
Lex Michael, Twitter handle at the Lex Michael.
I'm Tauri J. Miller. You can find me on Twitter at Tauri J. It's TaurijAY.
I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. You can also find me on the Transformers Robots in Disguise after show, Sundays at 5 p.m. We will be back next Sunday. And the next episode of Arrow does not air next week. It's the week after. So we'll see you guys on the 15th? 15th.
All right. See you later, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. Oh, that was just even.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.